Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
It's the quick scope! This is unreal! Anything is possible! Anything is possible!
Usillo is a monster, Tom!
Well, a bit of a surprising first map there between Renegades and HellRaisers. I would say an upset, just given the context of Renegades' performance already this event. But now we head into map number 2. We go to Mirage. Their pick, still a comfortable map for HellRaisers, but Inferno was meant to be a comfortable map, and look what happened there.
Yeah, we're definitely being thrown for a couple of loops here. That's for sure for the first 2 days of the event. But it's off the back of solid play. It's not necessarily HellRaisers just making a ton of mistakes.
Yeah.
Although I guess we could put into question some of their economy management on the CT side. But overall, I think it's more down to the fact that Renegades just show up as, I guess, the Renegades we've come to expect as of late with Jacob in the lineup, more so than what we saw. There's positive signs for them going into Mirage. They should be feeling great about themselves. You can see the last couple of matchups they've had, pretty decent win rate on the side here. And as you mentioned, you did the qualifier matchups they had versus Optic, right?
Yeah.
And that was, again, convincing performances from them.
Yeah, they've looked really good recently. Of course, like we kind of started to see the rise of them last year, especially when they had Naf on the roster and he was looking really, really good. And even when they brought Jacob in after that departure, that's just when they shot up even further. Doing extremely well at Sydney and just recently online they've been looking strong, which is nice. This is a weird event though so far. We're having a bit of a rise of the Oceanic and Asian teams, right? Not only do we have Tyloo 2-0, one of the favourites of the tournament last night, but Renegades now doing well, forgetting yesterday. And I just checked the scoreline. It's currently 8-7 to Na'Vi between them and Fiji Flash, which is obviously the other Chinese team at this event, which I would say the fact that they're even equal is pretty terrifying.
Not surprisingly, it's off the back of Simple having just a ton of frags.
Oh, yeah? How many is he on?
He's on 19 frags already.
No surprise.
So, I guess, if Simple is just having an off second half, maybe stuff can happen. Who knows?
I think it would be the funniest storyline ever to see Na'Vi go down 0-2 in the Swiss to both Chinese teams.
That would be pretty incredible, especially if the Chinese can keep it up. Because this is the big question we had. We were obviously very surprised in a positive manner by how Avicii handled their matchup versus SK. Obviously ended up in a loss, but 16-1 on Cash, an overtime game on Inferno, and then obviously bringing it back to, or getting trounced on Train. But nonetheless, we were worried about the fact that oftentimes these Asian teams have come into tournaments where they've known the first round matchup for quite some time. That's pretty much all they have to offer.
Yeah.
Well, judging from this so far, at least from the first half and their game versus Na'Vi, looks to not be the case. Just very solid play coming up from the Chinese team. So really excited to see what goes on there.
They really didn't catch a break, did they? Like, VG both get SK and Na'Vi, two of the favourites. Of course, there's question mark on SK. Are they a favourite? Really? I don't know.
Still a very good team.
A major winner core.
Yeah.
And then you have Na'Vi, who, of course, second place last StarSeries and have looked good since. So
they've pretty much been top 4 with this at every event they've attended with this lineup.
Yeah.
That's not a bad track record at all. Definitely better than Vichi's.
And better than Renegades yesterday, of course, only getting 6 rounds across 2 maps. But now, a map up in a series, taking HellRaisers' choice away and moving over to Mirage, we are straight into this one. Do you think they can repeat this? Do you think they can get this 2-0, or are you leaning over for HellRaisers to steal a map back?
I mean, I'll be honest and say that I predicted HellRaisers' victory in this matchup, but that was, you know, it's recency bias might have kicked in there. They had a good showing versus NIP, even though they ended up losing that game, but Renegades just looked so off versus Godsend that you were kind of flustered. Or I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way they're going to be able to take 2 maps off of HellRaisers, especially with Inferno being such a strong map for HellRaisers. But that didn't seem to be the case. Completely different side of Renegades today, which is really good. And as of right now, I actually favor Renegades going to Mirage.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I want to still remain in the middle ground. I want to give HellRaisers the benefit of the doubt, knowing they are very
optimistic as ever.
Yeah, you know, I do try. I do like this team though, and they are a strong Mirage team as well. You know, so assuming they don't feel so defeated after that first map, Issa certainly looked it after it.
Oh yeah, I was not happy.
Yeah, right. If they can reset and come into this one and use that as a motivation to perform, then yeah, certainly there's a chance here. But Renegades looking for the 2-0 here. Another fact to take into account, Woxic, previous map, very good. Top performer for HellRaisers at the very least. Didn't feel like the most impactful kills, though.
Yeah, that is actually very true. To start things off, maybe for the first, I'd say 8 rounds of the game, he was doing his thing, getting opening frags and that kind of stuff. Still getting frags afterwards as well, but for the better part, when the executions came in, when it really mattered for HellRaisers, he was nowhere to be found, or he was bested, I guess is the better word, because he was still in the thick of things, but just not being able to capitalize on his positioning. But I think that was more down to Renegades playing a very solid game.
And now they are on the CT side as well, so they've swapped over from the initial T side pick on Inferno. HellRaisers is going to have the chance to control the pace now. Maybe that will be exactly what they want. A team full of firepower, and they're going to show it off on the B site. Already a fast entry in. Ustillo anti-flash, but the second one blinds him. Luckily, they're baited into short, and Ustillo can line them up. Only 1 kill. Double trade back as we have a 3-on-3 with a bomb going down. Utility all gone here for the T side now as they've made their way onto the site, and as that smoke starts to fade, Renegade's chance back into the round starts to open. The push through from Nifty finds nothing, and that's very early considering Jacob was just a few meters behind.
Yeah, I was about to say that's very unnecessary. The smoke was still up, could have waited till it faded, had Jacob to immediately trade. You still have you had a defuse kit on JKS, so time wasn't really anything that was pressing you by any means, but yeah, pretty much leaves Jacob in an impossible situation here. He's going to have to fall back. Maybe he can get a frag or 2 to bolster his economy a little bit as he runs out. Ooh. Yeah, it does find Dead Fox, but they're all going to die. Is going down with the bomb, as does Jacob. So HellRaisers win the pistol round. I definitely think Renegades had everything going for them really to win that pistol round. When you look at the positioning that you still had, how good of a job as it did of grabbing the attention of the HellRaisers players, it could easily see in 2 to 3 kills actually going in the favor of Ustillo. And also Nifty kind of jumping the gun on attempting to retake the bomb site alone.
And as well, while he didn't get a kill, I feel like Dead Fox's position in the apartments had such a big impact in that post plant, because it's so difficult to get a man out of the apps on pistol rounds if you don't have utility to just either smoke them off or Molotov or smoke the bomb and stick
it's just always going to be there. We thought that with AZ, right? Like for North in the first series of the day. It's just, and if you actually manage to get him out, you kind of have to turn your entire body with the backs towards the entirety of the site, which again leads for a pretty easy trade kill for HellRaisers.
The apps player is the last player you kill in a retake, and it's always the hardest unless you have an apps flank. But again, to the B site for HellRaisers, it seems. Up short they go. Nifty's alone on the site here, but he's only got a USP, so Dead Fox, very good check. It's nice to see him at least looking at that spot. So many teams walk by it. For now, HellRaisers seem to have a confident second round as Renegades really aren't able to put up much damage.
Yeah, they were able to do this on Inferno as well. Again, had a promising start to their CT half, winning pistol in the following 2 anti-ecos. Seems like that's going to be the same story for this map as well. And it remains to be seen what happens when Renegades finally get guns in their hands. And we have to consider the fact that Renegades, when they started getting rounds on Inferno as well, the first round they put on the board were shaky as all hell.
Yeah.
But eventually they managed to get a control over the economy. HellRaisers again fumbled a little bit too much. Dead Fox taking his sweet time to take down Jacob, but Jacob's gonna get the reply on him. He was dealt with eventually. So they managed to hold on with 2 ZZs and armor.
It's nice to see HellRaisers so into these Anticos, not like letting anything slip, not making any mistakes and losing because they have too many MAC-10s or too many UMPs like so many teams do nowadays.
Yeah.
And 5 rifles into this round as well. They've given up on the money making.
They're probably content with what they have, I guess. But that does mean that we might not see an AWP in the hands of Voxic as we get into that first buy round. But regardless, HellRaisers, all they want to do is make sure they get off to the right foot, not run into a bit of an awkward situation like we saw in Inferno.
Voxic going straight in first, though. A lot of angles to clear, and not heavy mid-control for Renegades, but they tried to set up for it. They had 2 in the windows, 1 up on short. They were at least attempting to play for this mid-control, although it won't work out too well. That being said, 3 kills just came out of nowhere. JKS just locked down short with the CZ. And Jacob, while he is alone, he's got the AK and a choice to make. In a 1v2, where does he go? Does he go for the save or give it a go? There's underpass towards the B apartment, so he will give it a shot, but the issue is the bomb plant's very open. And however, will Voxic expect it?
All right. Jacob doesn't have a diffuse kit, so I think it's more down to the fact that he wants to limit the economy of HellRaisers. They're going to get a buy-in regardless on the side of Renegades, so just do what damage you can again, prevent Voxic from potentially getting an AWP. All that utility that has to be rebought and so on. Doesn't fancy his chances. He's going to get caught out at the end. Let's see if he actually posts up and waits for Voxic to hunt after him. There's no real reason for Voxic to hunt too far here. Just wants to get into a safe spot where he can easily survive the bomb, but Jacob's just continuously running. Voxic is very eager to go for this.
Well, he would love to upgrade that below to an AK firstly, and then secondly, I mean, if he dies, it just means more reason to rebuy on that AWP. So I feel like that's Voxic's decision-making process.
Well, Renegades will be able to buy up, and Voxic does get his hands on that AWP. So here we go, first buy round. And we saw, I'd say, like, even though Nifty ended up having a better game in total in terms of impact than Voxic did. I'd say that, like, straight up duel-wise, Voxic came out the better of the two for the better part of Inferno. But
there weren't really many fights between them.
no, it's just to start things off, really, with the pit peaks and so on. But Nifty kind of showed his own kind of aggressive stance on it by peeking into towards T-steps. Found success that way.
And that big clutch as well on the A side with the AWP
yeah.
something to take into account.
That was absolutely crazy round.
Well, at least for now, Renegades trying to get their first round on the board here. Don't let HellRaisers run away with this T side.
The utility situation is not great for Renegades, so they can't really set up in a way that they have to try to attempt to retake bomb sites because they don't have any flashes really to set that up for them. So they're going to have to go head in first and win out duels here for the better part of it. HellRaisers, though, they're just playing this smart. They probably, well, they should be aware of the situation Renegades are in, and that's why they're slow playing it so heavily. Like any utility you can get out of the hands of Renegades is great at this point. Only 1 Molotov left, really.
Nothing on the B side. It's only Jacob with that stuff. Angel, good kill. The thing is, they're splitting B, so that frag to the A site will only further confuse Renegades. The commitment from Angel does get traded, but still they're going to go towards this B site. That's where Nifty sits, however. The AWP finally striking and Bondic dead, and only 28 seconds left for HellRaisers. They're just going to negate this. Voxic has found a pick on the A site, and they're just going to back off. JKS begin to rotate, but now with the fact that HellRaisers haven't committed to B, the call has been made. The rotations are already in for Renegades, and 15 seconds on the clock. HellRaisers, they need to cross, they need to plant, but JKS can shut this whole operation down, and there it is. Gets Voxic off of the plant, and they can't finish him off. He's in the corner. There's 5 seconds left. This round is over.
That was so indecisive from HellRaisers.
It's like they didn't want to commit towards the AWP, and then they just ran back into the setup from Renegades.
But like they get the initial kill from on A by Angel onto Azin connector, and that was the go signal towards B. I feel like at that point you are just kind of committed because you've already run so much time off the clock just weighing down the utility that Renegades has to offer, so they can't really put up any Molotovs or smokes or something to fend you off. They don't even have flashes really to work with. So HellRaisers just need to fully commit there and pounce on that advantage. Like in any case, the rotation is going to be late for Renegades as well, but they give them every opportunity to get back into that round. So HellRaisers once again just kind of gifting away that first buy round, similar to Inferno.
However, some bad economy choices on the first map. HellRaisers not looking to do the same here, so they don't force up. That's one thing I do like.
Yeah. To get as many buy rounds in as possible on that T side. Understandably so.
Ooh, that molly almost cut them in two, separated the T's. Oh my god, Angel just wallbanged Azza. That's got to hurt. He takes a big old bullet to the dome, and Yustilo's got to send some back as they begin to flood out the apartments. 2 kills from Angel on that Deagle as he follows up and grabs himself a gun. Bondik's going to pick it up off the body, and wow, Bondik is already alone. He's dead. Nifty's killed him with the rotation, and Renegades...
Angel.
Yeah, wow. What do you do there?
You don't really see that too often, do you? Here you have it.
Not from the T side, though. The CT side is like one
opposite.
angle, you can just spam it, but the T side, it's so hard to get that shot.
You rarely get to see the kill in any case, right? Like, you just see tag damage, and then it's like somebody moves away, and it's just like, all right, that was all the excitement we were going to get.
Yeah.
It's a cheeky one by Angel, but doesn't lead to a round. Renegades get their second, but we do see a buy coming in now. Finally. Oh, Nifty. Nicely played with the smokes. Diffuses the Molotov as well, so he still has an angle into mid.
Reserved from Bondik. Not committing towards the top of middle, and luckily so, because Nifty's posted. But with that smoke down in the connector, giving a bit of cover for Nifty, he can watch the underpass. Oh, the timing, he gets spotted. Angel should not go back for that repeat now, given the fact that he's seen the AWP, who will reposition towards the top of middle, but Bondik's aware of it. Oh, sorry, Dead Fox, and he still gets tagged in the leg. Angel, at least given the room to move up through the underpass, but Nifty just going to fall off.
So, mid control gained at least by HellRaisers, but remains to be seen what they can actually do with this. A split is imminent. Nifty's going to have to deal with the people coming up from the pit here pretty soon. Angel gets caught on this whole pool, still survives though.
That's a big kill.
Yeah.
Woxic will at least open up. Nifty dead, so Renegades looking to hold on to this side. What is that spray? Issa somehow going to get the kill. JKS completely whiffing, but Jacob can make up for it all here and now. 2 kills, and Woxic low as well. Dead Fox is on 11 points of health, and he wraps in, saving the day, but still 30 seconds left. And Yustilo getting caught in the spawn. Renegades had everything going for them, but somehow it's now down to the 1v1.
Yeah, and Voxic's legging it over towards B, and Az is very well aware of this. He's going to go through underpass, and we can have a very early clash here. Well, he's going to hear this as well. This is looking so good for Azza. Voxic probably not expecting this to come in this soon from behind.
But Azza can't run, that's the issue. He can't give away his position, so he has to give away the bomb plant. The thing is, again, now he's got to work out exactly where Woxic sits, because Woxic's got an aggressive. It's a default plant, but he's not playing for it. He's hunting the kill instead and expecting a CT rotation. This means Azza's got to work out pretty quickly where he is, and he has to make the drop noise. That's the scare. As soon as he falls into the site, Woxic should know, and there it is. But the shot's missed, and Azza will find the clutch.
I'm just going to even pick up the op as well, so he can drop it off for Nifty in the following round. But yeah, it's a bit of an awkward entry towards the site. Issa just trying his best to be a ladder goat. Aim's not really on point as he fumbles up and down, but you know, eventually gets the kill. But it just everything gets a little bit too delayed, so Jacob gets in time. There's also lack of utility and no smokes to cover him off, so he finds 2 frags. Voxic's also tagged down to 10 HP, and that just makes all the difference in the world. And well, HellRaisers, even though they get a bomb plant, they still have to go on an eco.
At least they have CZs.
They do.
So good enough buy.
With some Kevlar as well. Only Dead Fox opting not to go for it. He's going to get the majority of the utility instead.
Nifty not challenged in middle. Again, they take control of the B apartments. It's been a bit of a staple of HellRaisers T side so far. Careful, Yustilo. Don't get wallbanged. Smokes are in though, and he's hearing the footsteps. It's a quick play for HellRaisers with no one spotting the apps. They are already into the site. Azza shut one down before the smokes were there to bloom, but Renegades have to be careful that HellRaisers don't get in their face because they're already pushing up to the market. Nifty, only a leg shot. It's not enough. The trade's in, but the AWP's dropped, and Renegades are only on 3. Make it 2. Angel's found himself a gun, and he's looking to do some damage on these CTs, trying to catch back into the site. Jacob now the last man standing for Renegades, and he's got to isolate these 2 1v1s, but Angel is having a tear, but he will get his head torn off. Now it's Woxic sitting on bench, and Jacob is not ready for that fight. HellRaisers will pick up the round, but by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, but considering what they invested, that's more than they could have asked for. CZ's again just doing wonders. It's the second round they've been able to pick up in that fashion. And Renegades that has to feel bad. It's one of those situations where you can finally stabilize a little bit, get a grip of the game, solidify your economy in a much bigger way. Instead, it's just sent right back to eco, even though you've been able to win 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and that's because they went in a 1v1 in the previous round, right? They lost 4 players, so they just have no saved money. They had to repurchase all those guns, and yeah, it's come back to haunt them. They've got to pay the price, quite literally, although not now. It's an eco. Fast towards the top of middle. Bondic is about to be overwhelmed. Is he ready for this? He's going to call for a bit of a reinforcement. Angel in position, and Bondic with 2. Jacob still close below, and somehow grabs that frag with a USP. But he didn't expect the second player there, who was Bondic, rounding up on a 3rd kill of the round. And just waiting for more players to push towards him, because this time he's confident.
I love the fact that HellRaisers haven't gone for his bomb site, even though they spotted out the majority of the team. Just getting everybody back as backup to deal with this issue. This infestation of Australians, Americans, and Norwegians.
A boot to the head.
Yeah, definitely a kick in the head for Renegades there. Didn't get too much out of those pistols. Well, here we go. This is a big round. It's a low econ buy as well on Renegades. FAMAS's, UMPs. Very little utility to speak of. They do have an op on Nifty, but again, we saw what happened in the first buy round when HellRaisers decided to slow play it. Then before they started to shoot themselves in the foot, obviously, but they were able to dry out Renegades completely before actually moving and committing onto a bomb site. If they're going to do the same thing again, it's going to be a rough time for Renegades to deal with.
Ooh, Dead Fox. He's gone past the nades. Deep in apps, and Yustilo's busy setting them up, so that smoke is very, very deep. Does Yustilo realize he's heard making the jump, and Dead Fox is so ready for that angle. Complete awareness, but the same case for Azza. He gets 1 kill on the trade, and Angel just doubles down in, because he knows there's only 1 player on that B site. If he wins that duel, the site is open, the round is a possibility, and Renegades, they're already looking to save. They've given up B.
Yep. Again, that low econ buy, they don't have that much utility to actually clear things out. There's just going to be so many, like the rotation is going to be so late that HellRaisers are definitely in solid after-plant positions. If you don't have the Molotovs to actually deal with it, it's impossible. And Issa loves his apartments.
Yeah.
Apartments on Inferno and just Palace and Mirage. It's going to get 1 frag out of it. That does actually put a bit of a dent into the economy of Renegades here. Nice shot from Nifty. Just holding off on the first shot to get a better angle. And I guess for HellRaisers, I mean, they could definitely go hunting. They will be able to rebuy, but it's quite a bit of distance to actually close, so they seem content with just staying alive with 2 players.
Yeah, it's not really worth it, considering Renegades can't buy around these 2 guns. I mean, they can, but it wouldn't be anything good.
Yeah, we did see it, though, work out in,
yeah, that's true.
In the previous one. 3 CZs to surround that.
And an AWP and an M4, quite funnily enough, so pretty similar.
And that time around as well, it was Nifty to open things up. So we'll see if Nifty actually gets aggressive. Maybe they'll try to do some something interesting, maybe some aggression in mid. Maybe Nifty climbs in towards either B apps, where we've seen HellRaisers try to find openings initially, or maybe he goes into A apps, where Izz has been holding out. We're definitely going to take a timeout at least to talk things over. And now we see the 2 ZZs at least being shopped up. Maybe still opts for a P250 instead, but probably just want to get a very clear game plan before they head into this, because even though it's not a massive investment, it's a golden opportunity for them to do some significant damage to HellRaisers and potentially steal a round away.
I like the idea of the AWP on B, though. That's kind of what Mousesports do. Whenever Stiko's getting bullied on that B site, we just see Oscar rotating and go, don't worry. I'm here, Daddy's here. Goes towards the apps, gets 2-3 kills, and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we won the round, it's fine. And
even then, when we saw it with, even though Energy didn't necessarily have the most long-term success on Mirage, one of the things they did, depending on spawns, when they got bullied over towards the B bomb site, is that they dropped the AWP over for Daps. One of the rounds had him get, the initial peak, North just completely not expecting an AWP to be there in that kind of a situation. They get an easy opening frag, and that just helps them so much and alleviates a ton of pressure.
Well, slight technical issue. Site right now getting that sorted out for you guys, so we should be back in just a minute. But at least HellRaisers starting off this map well. That's something that's important, right? Because of course, only 1 map away from being, well, a loss in this second best of 3 here. And again, a game for HellRaisers that they should be winning on paper. And considering the fact that Renegades got stomped yesterday, but HellRaisers probably felt deserving of a win yesterday, considering how close they got up against NIP. It was a 16-14 first map and then overtime second map. You know,
Something to that effect, yeah.
they got really, really close.
Yeah, they definitely did. And I think it was just like two Deagle rounds that saved NIP as well. So it was really, you know, a really close bout there. So they could have very easily been sitting in this 1-0 pool instead of potentially going down 0-2.
It's the same for a lot of teams, though. Some good games so far.
Definitely, it's been a lot closer in some of these matchups than initially expected. Fair bit of 2-1s. I think we got 3 maps. We got 3 maps obviously versus SK with SK and Vici. We got 2 very close maps with the HGO and VP.
Yeah.
So teams definitely matching up pretty evenly.
Well, what was quite interesting is we were talking about earlier on, Na'Vi were 8-7 up against Flash.
Yeah, they closed it out.
Yeah, 16-8. So Na'Vi not having trouble against these Chinese players, just Tyloo.
At least not on the first map.
No, we'll give it time, though. That was Mirage, after all. They're going to train, which was their pick, actually. So
Yeah, no, that bodes well for Na'Vi. And I guess on a normal day, you'd always expect Na'Vi to get out with a double kill. Regardless, though, that's something you can also expect to see a lot more of. Voxic finding that mid pick. Well, that's 1 rifle down. Let's see if it's going to be able to be retrieved. It seems like Jacob has the intent of it. Yeah, it finds the AK as well. Doesn't have armor, as JKS did, but still going to be enough to find Angel unaware. It gets legged up by Voxic, though, so down to 17 HP, but at least they have equalized the numbers.
wait, what is going on here? Bondic's in jungle with the bomb dropped. It gets mollied off by his teammates. Issa somehow gets 2 kills in the A site. And while the trade is in, at least HellRaisers regain control. For a second, that round made no sense. And B-hopping to his death is nifty. Woxic takes out the fellow Orpin counterpart. HellRaisers 7-3 up. And another pause here. Maybe, I assume tech at this point. Just because of the last round. Oh, tactical.
Tactical loss.
That's interesting. They have the money to go for this one, so this will be a buy for Renegades, at least backing, because of course they did eco that around the 2 rifles that didn't really have too much effect. 1 kill from Jacob.
Yeah, it's going to be, I guess they're addressing the kind of issues they've run into, the fact that they haven't really been tested all that much on the A-bomb side. So figuring out what they want to do with B, if they think aggression is going to be the answer, or something to that effect, or if they need to, well, yeah, like you still, for instance, as a player who loves to play close up towards the 8-bit, for instance. If you can do that on, I guess, an average basis and constantly be forward pushing on that A map, and if there's never any pressure from HellRaisers there, you can get a ton of map info early on for Renegades to make the right rotations, even if they have to give up mid control.
HellRaisers maybe going back to B though. 3 up in the apartments with the bomb dropped. Woxic looking for the pick, and Nifty's going to jump up. Good flashbang, but it doesn't find anything from it because Woxic avoids the shot. And Jacob doesn't avoid Dead Fox. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the connector.
Still goes right back into the position. Dead Fox might not be expecting this. He's also taking a little bit of damage as well, so not favored to win that fight. But HellRaisers decide to back off from mid, giving up mid control, and instead putting their focus on A. Still have all the utility in the world to set up for a solid A execute, and there's only 1 player over towards this bomb site. That's going to be, over on the B side we have Nifty and Dead Fox kind of dueling it out.
Oh, that's awkward. He just shoots a little bit too high. How does Dead Fox not capitalize and take the kill? I don't know. As HellRaisers now, they're going to use Dead Fox as just a bait to run into the site. He does take down Nifty with a Glock, but he will eventually be overwhelmed. However, all of this distraction has dragged JKS off of A, and that's where the real push is coming in. Ustillo is so far committed to the connector that HellRaisers may be able to take this A site. They have so much utility to smoke and molly out these CTs, and they will start to be placed down. JKS climbing up above, looks for an angle, and he will take one onto Woxic, keeping the man advantage, and the molly stops the default plant from coming in. HellRaisers 1 by 1 are just being ticked out of this as Renegades rotate all 3 players into the site, and Issa starts to hunt.
Oh, Ustillo's arm. Okay, there we go. Managed to hide it. Go with the big plant, manages to bait out Ustillo, but he still wins the trade, so Renegades will take that all day. Issa has to commit to this plant pretty soon, and well, JKS is ready for it. They bring it back there. Even if things started getting a bit hairy, Dead Fox did everything he could have done to sell that pick. You even saw the rotation starting to come over towards B the second Nifty goes down and pulls the Renegades players from CT spawn out of position, but just not able to move back quick enough from Apps and Tetris to really pounce off of that.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt nonetheless. I mean, it drew the CT player off for enough time, but the issue is then he just jumped up onto CT boxes when it was smoked and killed Woxic. So still didn't really work out too well. As Renegades will find another round, but still have yet to break the money of HellRaisers, who have the AWP back in play, as does Nifty.
Yeah, Nifty tried to put out the smoke in an angle that would leave him with the gap. Not going to be successful on it. So that means he gives up mid control. He does have Azure on catwalk here in a pretty forward position, so they could put up a bit of a pincer, but it seems like Azure's preferring to stay more passively here. But that does leave the potential for a boost up here for HellRaisers, and they don't seem overly concerned for it on the Renegade side. Or actually, as I say that, Azure has rotated over towards Library, or towards CPL.
Just making sure there's no monkey business in the window room.
Yeah. Angel is lurking about, but he doesn't have anyone to boost him up or anyone for him to boost up at this point. But they're just standing still here, taking their sweet time. By default, you can see Issa and Dead Fox on the opposite sides of the maps, as usual. There we go. Nifty finally finding the first connection.
And that's just going to send them straight up short. Like, look at this. HellRaisers could have split towards A or B because they have a man in Apps and in Palace. So with Nifty spotted on A, they just want to completely avoid the AWP. And they do that by walking up short. But
that's
that bomb, it gets dropped wide open. Still remains on the top of short. But JKS has an angle to finish Bondic off. So one by one, Renegades start to whittle away at that of HellRaisers. Deadfox can't sell any fakes today. Renegades have seen the bomb. They don't know where Issa may be at the moment, but I don't think he's really a threat with 10 points out.
Is it a good leg shot by Nifty when he shot through the smoke?
Maybe.
I'm curious.
He was out. He was in Palace.
Yeah, it was in Palace,
Yeah.
and right after Nifty downed Angel, he took one just flick shot towards Apps.
Yeah, maybe he did. Yeah, I missed that.
Oh, it was actually Jacob who tagged him up previously. In any case, it does lead to a Renegades round. And you talked about how they haven't really had the situation, or haven't had the ability to break the economy of HellRaisers, but now they will. And Voxic surprisingly buys a single AK, no armor.
I felt like that was a mistake.
You
wouldn't have your AWPer do that, would you? I mean, he had more money.
Yeah, he had more money. He kind of balances things out, but I don't know what he's meant to accomplish. He buys Kevlar as well.
Yeah, I'd rather he had more money for the AWP rather than buying up a rifle in a null round.
Nifty kind of gaming himself.
Oh,
Jacob going in for the repeat. Oh, Nifty, you need to get away. Quickly, Angel's got in that position under the window. That advantage finally working out. So yeah, that AK paying off so far. Chicken probably expecting it to be a clean eco. Gets surprised by the AK coming out on Voxic. Still though, even with a man advantage, look at how far up Ustilo is. This time not over on the A-bomb side, but definitely being a nuisance. Ooh, might be caught out and does actually do so. And that's going to be 2 weapons actually in the hands of HellRaisers.
3
in total now, yeah, with save one on Voxic.
This is it's starting to look a little bit dangerous for Renegades.
Yeah, still no rotation either over towards B here. They have Nifty watching for Cat, but Azure is the sole defender on B. But all right, Angel moving in towards Connector. They're actually going to pounce on this A bomb site, and that's going to be a bit of a misplay. They do get one boosted up into jungle though. And that could be a bit of a surprise factor here. Bondix lurking around. He could very easily get a drop on at least Nifty. JKS, though, is posted up inside of halls, so he can deny a bomb plant if this takes too long.
Oh, he needs to be aware of this, and he is. But the timing gets the better of him. He spots Bondic and goes back in for a different repeat, hoping they're not expecting him to actually be taking their fight rather than the one towards CT spawn. Nice entries from Dead Fox in the meantime. He even kills the B player in the midst of all the madness, but JKS is alone. First kill found, default plant, not going to work out, and 10 seconds on the clock. JKS may have just done it. He needs to find the final kill, but Bondic, too quick on the trigger, saves the day for HellRaisers. And somehow they win that round with 1 rifle.
Somehow. And that's the second time around Renegades have lost to a half buy.
Yeah.
They did it versus the ZZs to start things off, and then, well, that follows it up now. In completely unnecessary fashion as well. Can't really fault JKS for not winning out that 1v3. Definitely thought the flash would catch Bonding off in a bigger way, because obviously Bonding has to rush towards the bomb if he wants to have a shot at it.
I feel like you don't need to force the kill. Like, I understand the play from JKS, of course, with the flashbang. It makes sense. But you don't need to force that kill when there's 10 seconds left. There's only one position that he can plant in that's actually not viewable from Palace, and that is on the other side of default.
Yeah, no, it definitely would have been a risky kill, but it's a 50-50 judgment call at that point, I feel like, because he assumes that Bondic is going to be fully committed to picking up the bomb because that's one of the two ways he has to win the round. So if he's focused on that, then that's going to be a situation where JKS gets to jump on him, especially with the flash coming in as well. So maybe Bondic has to turn his back and so on. It's just the flash clips, I think, the top side of the door as it bounces out, so it doesn't fully flash Bondic, and that makes it a lot worse. But yeah, he definitely could have waited for Bondic to pick up the bomb, attempt to plant, and see how that plays out. But
like, in hindsight, the best way to play that is wait 3 more seconds and Bondic, because at that point, Bondic was
a really
still,
tough call.
Yeah, of course, right? He played it well considering the situation. But in hindsight, you'd want to do that a little bit later, because either way, pistols for Renegades. And probably not too much coming through from this one. They may actually catch Woxic up in Palace. That's a big kill, but Jacob now gifted over an orb. Either way, his team are going to start to dive in through smokes, and this is where things get dangerous. We could have a bit of a round on our hands. It's only Jacob left up. It's the same situation as last round. A man in the Palace and a man in the CT spawn, but deadfox is just going to run away. This time he doesn't have 10 seconds to play with, and he's already got 3 kills as well. Jacob now needs to know, okay, is he playing with me? Is he actually rotating, or is this man just sitting in CT? Well, he's about to work it out.
Yep. It's the confirmation there as to what's going on. Now the big question is, where is deadfox going to post up? He's going to have pretty much all the advantages in the world to deal with this. Jacob needs to probably make some noise. He doesn't have a diffuse kit, so time is not in his favor.
If he sneaks all the way to Van, he could easily know that deadfox has to be here and get this 1 league.
Thing is, bomb is starting to tick pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he's going to run. There it is. deadfox is so ready for that. I feel like if he had the kit and he had the time, he sneaks that and he probably wins the round, but he physically couldn't if he wanted to get that defuse off. And 4 kills for deadfox, pretty sick round from him. He's having a good game here.
Yeah, he definitely is. Been able to be a constant nuisance, especially towards B as well. Just keeping Renegades honest in terms of like they can't do any like early rotations away from B because deadfox always going to be hanging around. And potentially, punishing you for that. It's good to see, but Renegades do actually do some significant damage, at least with that eco. But now, final round of the first half, Renegades desperately wants to get to 6 rounds before we move into the second half.
Fairly weak buy on some of the players, JKS namely so, on just the UMP. Doesn't seem to matter because the M4s are getting it done. Woxic removes 1 and Bondic joins the fray as well. Now, what was a 4-on-2 for Renegades has been drawn back. And HellRaisers have a chance to re-engage and reconfigure this round. Head towards another avenue.
Seemingly so they will. This time, though, rotations are in place for Renegades. You can already see Nifty. He's moving up towards middle. He might actually run into a bit of a greeting here from HellRaisers. It's just they seem to might be moving towards mid. But I like this from Istillo as well. He's pushing aggressively out towards B so he can clear out a lot of the map really early on. It's taking its time for HellRaisers as well, which is going to be a bit of a tell as to where Nifty needs to focus, but ooh. Goes out a little bit too far. Now, though, depending on what they do, they actually split up.
See, I'd like this if they head towards A right now, because the thing is, they were walking towards B in the death cam, so they could completely fake that, and Ustillo thinks they're heading B. Now he knows. As HellRaisers molly up short, pretty much giving away the plan to stop a B rotate from being found, but Ustillo has a long route back into this round, a long walk.
HellRaisers are taking their time, though, with planning, so they're not going to get into the necessarily perfect airflow positions before the bomb is down. Oh, spotted.
Oh,
and now he knows where the last player is.
Oh my god, so much damage. He has a Molotov as well. He could throw that to the side, but Woxic doesn't need the AWP. 3 kills. And what a way to save a half for HellRaisers.
Yeah, Woxic being an instrumental part. Like, remember, the one round where he just buys a single AK, no armor, he's the one to find an opening frag onto Jacob and Connector, which kind of starts everything off for them. So yeah, big change. So 10-5 for HellRaisers. Looking more and more like we're going to see a third map here.
Yeah, right. Especially if they find this pistol round, and HellRaisers is very strong at those as well. But yeah, I mean, what a comeback for HellRaisers. Like, they get completely torn to shreds on the first map, and they still manage to have a nice, confident second map.
Yeah.
At least the first half, right? Of course, they are a very T-sided team with all this firepower that we can see on the roster. You know, even DevFox as well, chipping in with a lot of damage, which, you know, in the first map he didn't really show off. Now, if they find Pistol on top of that, 13-5 could be. This game might be over.
Yeah. Renegades have to be kicking themselves, considering they had so many opportunities, but they had HellRaisers on their knees pretty much, and then managed to mess it up by losing to CZs and a single AK, more or less.
Well, B rush in for Renegades. They've got utility, Nifty on the Molotov. And straight into the site they go. DevFox just not even getting overwhelmed. No fear. Holds it down the line with a P2K. And Angel even getting a kill. Make it a double with the USP. Running up through short. They don't even want to allow this bomb plant to go down. They want to completely flood and take down Renegades before that factor happens. Ustillo is the last up. And he is not finding a thing. DevFox, what a game from this man. 3 kills in the pistol round. He's got 20 right now.
He's feeling it right now, being the hard carry for the team. Not your typical hero for HellRaisers, but definitely one they'll love to see chipping in right now. It's all kinds of nightmares for Renegades. Started off the game pretty well, honestly, considering they lost Pistol and all that. Managing to get into things, but then messing things up for themselves, losing to Pistols. Not being able to take advantage of the situations given to them. Now HellRaisers winning both Pistols of the second map, putting themselves in an optimal position to bring this to train.
The force-up burst through the underpass as Renegades look to split this A site.
We don't really have any nades to actually help them get any closer to the site, though. Decoy on Nifty, not really sure what that's meant to accomplish, but we'll see.
They could boost up here, but the issue is Angel is going to be spotting it. You can see he's constantly jiggling back between it, and there's the contact. As a unfortunate timing, you check short, but Angel peaked late. So HellRaisers already with a pick and a bit of an understanding of what's about to unfold. Either way, JKS drops 1, but it's a small consolation considering the CTs are in full control of this round. Issa as well, a couple coming from him. JKS, who was earlier up towards the Palace, is just going to give up. He's been spotted already in the spot, so HellRaisers is going to be expectant of it. And good luck.
That's pretty much all I can say. Is already spotting him out. JKS hoping to get a lucky connection. This is actually going to find DevFox there, so a lot of damage done, but he's starting to run low on bullets here. CZ has not too much to spare. 13 bullets left, so might be good for one more kill, actually. And Bondic might offer himself up, but he does have Angel sitting here waiting at the stairs.
Oh, how does
2
he
HP.
think?
CZ, man.
Oh my God.
What a weapon.
That even at that range, that's impressive.
And it's still, yeah, it's solid.
I mean,
aiming.
the gun's broken. I agree, but like that's a good shot.
It's a good shot for sure. The problem is pro players make those kind of shots quite often.
Yeah, right. It's not what I could do.
Angel lucky to stay alive there on 2 HP. That would have been nice getting that third player down for the side of Renegades. Obviously, they need to get more than just economic damage onto HellRaisers at this point, but you'll take any little advantage you can possibly scrape up for yourself.
And this is not an advantage for Renegades. This is quite the opposite. It's just Glocks. Burst to middle. This Famas is about to have a field day, and Angel's already smelt blood in the water. He wants to strike again. 2 from him and make it 3. Issa with a double. As quick as you like it, the round is over. That's why you don't hit mid on a Glock round. I feel like you should have to hit B on a Glock round. You're not allowed to go anywhere else. Maybe a Palace flood.
Yeah, something. I think in any case, if you're going up against a team with a Molotov, it's going to be a tough contest. But nonetheless, maybe Renegades just wanted to get it over and done with and get to those AKs. Not going to have any Molotovs on their side. That's a bit of an issue. Makes it a bit tougher to take control over well, both bomb sites, really. But at least they have the smokes to work with.
Nades up to stop a B rush. None of which will be shown by Renegades as they filter towards the underpass. Still with the player outside of A and top mid control, so it makes me think they want to just hold on to middle for the time being, so they can find an aggressing HellRaisers player, and this AWP is here in the connector as well. Oh, the boost up could be well timed. Angel's going to move into position. Issa will as well. They line up. He gets 1. No more, no less. Angel can't hit the shot, but it's the same story for Ustillo, who's just going to dart his way up towards A. Bondic dead in the water as Ustillo looks to follow up. He spots the AWP as well. Great work from Ustillo. He's opened up this round and given Renegades an opportunity. DevFox and Angel smoked out of the site as they tried to come through the connector. Angel can't find an angle, but they may find one. Onto Dead Fox on the back line. We need a trade instantly, and there it is from Azza in the 1v1 now. Angel with no kit to play with, but he has a Molotov to section off Azza, and the timing just got the better of him. I like the angle. It's a bit off. Angel won't expect it, but he still hits the shot, and that will be HellRaisers finding 14.
Even gets the op from Voxic as well. That was so close to working out in Az's favor. You could tell he saw the shadow of Angel as well as he started creeping closer, so he was fully prepared for it, just couldn't land his shots. Great just adjustment from Angel as well. I'm not really sure how it looked from Angel's point of view. If you could actually see the, an arm or something like that from Azza to know he's not necessarily down in pit anymore, that he's gone over towards Tetchers. But regardless, nice clutch there from the in-game leader. Puts HellRaisers at 14, and also Renegades in all kinds of despair. They do get a bomb plant, but obviously they would have liked to get around instead.
Yeah, at this point their options are really running thin. I don't think they have a lot of chances left if they really want to keep this map going. We might have to move to train.
More and more likely.
Yeah. What's the money like? Galil, 4 AKs. That'll do. But 14 to 5.
It's about the same kind of buy that they had in the previous round. Obviously, the Galil instead of an AK on JKS, but around the same amount of utility. Let's see if they have a different approach. They were rather quick about going towards mid and splitting for A, but this time it seems like it's just going to be a tried and true A split here. They might actually go on contact as well, considering they know people in apps just with a smoke towards CT spawn.
Oh, there's the first kill though. Ustillo again. Big impact fragging here for the Renegade side. We needed someone to step up, and he's done exactly that. It's a can't catch a kill because they don't try and climb through, but Jacob dead in the smoke, and Renegades starting to get into their post plants. We've got a man on the balcony. Double Tetris. HellRaisers coming in from the CT spawn though, and Ustillo, he's kind of hung out to dry here. If they flash him through, maybe we could see a possible kill here, but if not, HellRaisers surely will get some frags on the retake, and there it is, Dead Fox on the AWP. Not the weapon that he really mains anymore, but as a secondary AWP for the team, he's looking to do some damage. Renegades, actually, they don't have a lot of time left. They've only got 15 seconds on the clock. Yeah, they need to move, and as of that kill may just seal the deal. That may make it Renegades round unless they fully stick it here, and Dead Fox is doing exactly that. Issa covering the line, and JKS a spray. It won't connect. He runs out of ammo, and it's HellRaisers to win the round. 3 HP on Dead Fox. That is such a horrible way to lose.
Oof, that's the second time as well that somebody on HellRaisers survived with 3 HP to win the round. Voxic in that 1v1 versus Azza. And then, well, now happens once again. And I guess if you're the last remaining Renegades player in that situation, maybe you just have to give up on the fact of trying to kill Izza as he's running towards you, which is a terrible decision to make.
If you kill the planter, you win that.
Exactly, that's the thing. But it feels like such an impossible thing to do, to have to give up on the guy running towards you with low HP.
Especially when you don't know where the defuse is in the plant. Like, you know you can kill Issa because you can see him. You can't see that second player.
Yep.
Which kind of really, that really hurts. That really makes things hard.
Yeah, but Ustillo has seen 2 players. He's also going to see his buddy Jacob being taken out by Voxic, and that brings it back to a 3v4 at least for HellRaisers. Things for Renegades. As long as they get a bomb plant down here, they're always going to be able to plant, always able to buy up, but Dead Fox is going to take out Ustillo.
Look at these 1v1s that are being won by HellRaisers. Renegades are so split up in these scenarios that, a 5-on-3 just torn away from them and back into a position where HellRaisers have a very good shot.
And I guess the benefit they did get out of it is Ustillo picking up 2 frags early on, did vacate the entire B bomb site, so now they at least have an after plan where they've gotten into decent positions. HellRaisers kind of waiting until Bondic gets closer through apps.
And that could be the linchpin into this round. Dead Fox does open up. Of course he does. He's having the game of his life here. JKS up on the bench as well with 2. And Renegades, they will keep this game going, at least for now. 6-15, but it looks like an insurmountable task here to the Australians.
It does seem pretty far-fetched to think that they're going to take this back to an overtime. It's going to be tactical time as well. And, I mean, because they've done so much damage to the HellRaisers lineup in these previous rounds, that does mean that there's not going to be enough money to buy up. They had 1 player sitting at around 7K, but I think the 4 others were around $2,000 to $2,500. So I guess they could go for a bit of YOLO buy. They do have quite the cushion, so you could get an AWP on Voxic and then CZs around that. They've been successful with pistols already in this game.
Screw it, just give Woxic an AK and let him get 3 kills.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Angel investing for himself, but kind of balancing things out. It's probably going to be a double eco on the side of HellRaisers. At least it should be, considering that they don't really need to close this out just immediately. They still have so much room to work with.
See, this buy surprises me. On the T side, if you go for that solo rifle, as we've already seen this game, you can open up, you can get some rounds underway. But if you're a CT player and you have one rifle, like, they can just avoid you. They can just go towards the other side of the map. So Angel's got to play aggressive, and at least he does here. Does catch a kill to JKS, but not an easy round to win. You would have hoped maybe they would save that money for an AWP in the future for Woxic. However, apparently not. Renegades are all over this B site. Issa about to be spotted. Does get a dink before his demise, but even so, it's Ustillo again on the entry. Another 2 big kills, and maybe the round.
He's been opening up so many rounds on this T side for Renegades. You can imagine that they'd actually gotten way more rounds than what they're currently sitting on. He's definitely doing his part. Well, for HellRaisers, they're just trying to hold on to their weapons right now. They did pick up an AK onto Woxic. Definitely want to bring that into the next round. And again, most likely a double eco. Maybe the fact that they could hold on to 2 weapons will entice them to actually buy up around it. Remains to be seen, but I think they could very easily, with good conscience, just not buy anything in the upcoming round. Maybe Woxic gets Kevlar, something to that effect, and they just go with it from there. Not a whole lot of money to work with. So I'd really hope for HellRaisers' sake that they don't buy into this.
I think they will.
Just like Kev on Woxic, that would be the sensible option here. I guess Angel could drop P250s or CZs because he's sitting at 5k, but then again, having a bit of a cushion that you could drop off and off to Woxic at a later stage, definitely something you'd like to have in your pocket. Here we go. Yeah, they do actually buy up with CZs and like Kev.
I like it. I mean, they've got the round buffer to play with it, but that's arguably the reason why some teams would buy in that situation. It goes both ways. And Renegades, they go both ways, through Palace and Ramp. Only one of those, however, is successful. As we have Issa up in the Palace with the rifle now to play with, HellRaisers have an opportunity even now. What was just CZs and a couple of saved rifles is now an opportunity. And Angel taking his as he drops another player. He's going to get caught on the reload, but he has a teammate to re-peek. And Deadfox does exactly that, leaving Azza, who's already wrapped the CT spawn. Deadfox, aware of the possibility, though, spots him. He won't commit to the duel. And there's the kill from Azza, at least making this a 1v1 as the bomb can go down.
That was pretty smart by Azza, actually. He sees, or he registers that Deadfox has seen him. And probably the natural reaction for Deadfox would be, well, like, he spotted me, he's just going to bail out, get the bomb plant, play it from there. Instead, trades out quickly, gets a 1v1. Solid plant for short as well. So Issa is going to have to bait out Azza here. Only has a flash to do so as well, though. That's the issue. If you had a smoke or a Molotov, that just would be such more of a doable task.
Oh.
But yeah, Azza spots there's no one there. Just play for time all he wants. And Izza's just stopped giving up on trying to win the round. He just wants to remove Azza.
Get the gun away, I guess. Get all the kills. Keep the money low, but again, Renegades, they're still winning the rounds at the end of the day, so there's only so much you can do to this economy. However, HellRaisers' economy is going to be so good right now.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have lots of opportunities here to close this out. This is going to be the first attempt of many, or potentially many, that might be successful in the first try. Just love how close Bondic sits. He has like one of the most unique ways of sitting when he's playing. Like glued to the monitor. Him and Xantares.
Yeah, right? Xantares really is like, apparently he's got not eye damage, but like his eyes are bad after how close he sits.
Really?
That's what I've heard. Don't know how true that is.
Might be an urban legend.
Would make sense though.
It doesn't seem comfortable to sit as close as he does, but you know, he's a hell of a player, so maybe that's the trick.
Yeah. Just imagine if Simple did that.
Oof. Don't tell him.
Yeah. He's good enough as it is.
Yeah. All Renegades, they're just sitting patiently by, waiting for some aggression to come out of HellRaisers, but the mixed national team is not interested in putting the pedal to the metal for this time. Just holding very passively. Actually giving up mid-control completely for free as well. Just not going to stop Renegades from using a fair bit of utility to get in there.
Smoke in the jungle cuts off anyone in the connector to really stop them. As that blooms a Molotov down just to stop anyone from pushing that position, but instead it's up short where Renegades want to go. And Usillo again, another opening kill. This man is not stopping here, not stopping now. Deadfox has got to get some defensive frags. He starts it off well, 2 on the M4. They're close on the site, they're wrapping him, but they're not turning their attention to his position, and he's found himself a 3rd frag. Only Nifty left up to keep Renegades in this second map, and it's a 1v3 to do it. There's the first, but Nifty clutches before. 20 seconds on the clock now. He has the bomb as well to play with, but Woxic posted on the angle means Nifty doesn't have a lot of room to move around. He tries to isolate Bondic instead, and oh, it's so close. The timing may just get the better of him. Woxic's so close, and there we go. Nifty fakes it, but Bondic saves. And HellRaisers, they will eventually close out the map. A couple of rounds going the way of Renegades, but we're heading to Train.
Heading to Train indeed, and both teams actually coming out of this, or these 2 first maps with comfortable map wins on of their own. Weird enough on the opposite, exactly, on the opponent's map picks. So where that leaves us going into Train, that's remains to be seen. But definitely good sign to see HellRaisers not being shook by the fact that they really didn't stand a chance at Inferno, but they kind of just brought it back. In the same manner on Mirage.
Man, these games are confusing, aren't they? Renegades get wrecked yesterday, and then they come back in, not only dominating HellRaisers on Inferno, but then getting wrecked on Mirage. Like, nothing makes sense anymore. So I'm forfeiting my prediction for the final map. Not that I even had one for this series. I mean, I guess I picked HellRaisers, so I would say. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'll stick with that. I'm not going to change anything because I don't know at this point.
Yeah, no, it really feels up in the air in a lot of ways, and. I'm just really interested to see how Train plays out. I do think that Renegades had more of a chance of staying in Mirage than the HellRaisers had of doing much on Inferno, and that's simply because of the I guess misplays happening during the CT side for Renegades with the the season round and obviously the 1 AK round from Voxic.
And there were signs of life on that T side of Ustillo as well. So if they started on the T side as in Renegades, you never know what could have happened. We could have had a lot more rounds and a lot more opportunities, but they were with their backs up against the wall after HellRaisers had a 13-5 lead after winning that second pistol. So yeah, it's kind of what you expected. A slow grind for Renegades to try and draw themselves back into the game, but you can't really blame them for not pulling back a horrible first half, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, that is definitely true, and also losing both pistols not going to do them any favors. But we're going to be going to a 3rd map, and you should definitely be sticking tuned for that. But we're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to find out who's going to go to 1-1.